this was a little personal for me. Brian is a player that we drafted back in 2009. He crossed over a few different groups here in Minnesota. He had a lot of great memories, and a story I wanted to share. Brian, you probably don't even remember this. As we get down here in spring training, I watched Brian as a number 77 non-roster invite. He was over there making a kid's dream come true, spending some time with them, showing him how to grip a baseball. I looked a little closer, and that was my nephew. That was my nephew who became a huge Brian Dozier fan that day and still is to this day. I am as well. I wanted to get him in a room here with all of you guys. I know he's got a close relationship with so many of you media members. Obviously, his former managers have jumped on here, and general manager. So his roots are deep in Minnesota. He went off and did himself a favor and won a World Series. He's done a lot of things here in Minnesota, both on the field and off the field. Him and Renee did so many great things in the community. Done a wonderful job staying connected with former teammates. Eduardo Escobar is one of his closest brothers. Esky is in Arizona, I think skipping a team meeting so he could jump in. We might have a few other former teammates, Brian, jump in, but thanks everybody. Brian, it's a big day for him. He decided to hang it up after a heck of a career. I wanted Brian to have a few words with you guys, then we'll just simply open it up for questions and see where this takes us. So, Brian, congratulations on the decision and a great career, and let's pass it off to you.
Yeah, Dustin, I appreciate you, bud. I told Dustin this. We had a lot of different talks over the off season, and I mentioned to him a couple of weeks back that I'm going to be hanging him up, and I kind of wanted just to fly under the radar with it, but he insisted that you kind of announce it and do it this way, and I was on board. So you put together all of this, so I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. So, but yeah, I'm done hanging him up. It was a tough decision. Many of prayers that went into this along the way, especially after last season, and deciding on whether to go back and stuff. And I kind of made up my mind probably a couple of months ago, honest and truly. And then it kind of just lingered out to finally, I guess, given the announcement. But I do want to say thank you to, I guess, everybody that's on this call. I mean, you mentioned, Gardy and Molly and Terry and those guys. And I was blessed, so blessed to be able to play for such good managers, general managers throughout my career. And some people I respect forever and call them friends forever. So, and play for some great organizations. And so I appreciate all of you. I know Dustin want to open up to some questions. So if anybody has any questions, fire away.
We'll let Eduardo have the first question before he's got to get back to work. So Eduardo, what do you got for your good friend?
Oh my God, block corner.
Hey, my brother.
I want to say, man, congrats, man. Thank you so much, man. You the best player, man. I love you. You know how much I respect to you, man. You teach me play the right way in this game, man. That's why I'm still here in the Billy team, because you're the best, man. I'm serious. So God bless to you, man. God bless to your family. Now you have 2 boys, man. I've been missing you. See you in the film, man. But you the best, man.
I love you, brother. Thank you, man.
I love you. You know how much I respect to you a lot, man. You and your family. So God bless, man. Continue. Now a good father. Enjoy your family, enjoy your kids. The most important in life, man. But I've been missing you a lot, man. I still miss you, man. You the best, man. You teach me a lot in this game, man. So you had a great career, man. I love you. I'm so happy I play with you together for a long time, man. I love you, man, and congratulations, man.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. I'll be in touch with you. I love you, man.
Yeah. Good luck. Yeah, I see you because I got a meeting right now with the team.
Come on.
Hello, corner.
Yeah. And not to put Gardy or Molly on the spot, but I don't know if you have a few words about Dozier's game, what he meant to those teams. Gardy, why don't we start with you? I'm putting him on the spot. I didn't ask him to do this, but, you guys have some good history.
Well, of course, I got to watch him, firsthand in that dugout, watch him grow up and break into the big leagues, and handled everything so easy. One of the nicest people I've ever been around in my life, and really just thoroughly enjoyed watching him grow as a player. And of course, after I left, he started hitting bombs all on the seats, 40 home runs. He waited, so I got fired before I could actually enjoy watching his home runs. And Terry couldn't take it anymore. So somebody really taught you how to hit home runs. It wasn't me, and I'm happy for you. And I love you to death, and congratulations on a great career.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Gardy. That means a lot. You're one of the most respected guys in the league and taught me a lot of things. So I appreciate that.
Well, good for you, man. You've had a great career.
Thank you.
Ollie, you benefited from some of those home runs. You got any memories?
Yeah. Hey, Doze, glad to be on the call and be a part of this. What I remember, there's a lot of things, but even back when I was watching you play in the minor league level, I remember a trip in particular out there in AA, and the week I watched your team, you were the best player on the field, no matter who else was playing. I mean, you did it all. Your teammates better. You carried yourself tremendously well for where you were at in your career. And then you found your way to the big leagues. And despite having some obstacles along the way, you turned into one of the dominant players. And I was very fortunate to have the opportunity to manage you and be a part of those teams. The year you went off in particular, I mean, I think you went 28, and then I can't remember. Then all of a sudden we got to 42 or whatever it was. And it was a pleasure. But in addition to that performance, just, how you took care of your teammates and made everybody better. You were never selfish about anything that you do. You understood the humility that it takes to be successful. So just want to congratulate you, man. You got a lot of life ahead. You got a beautiful family, and I wish and pray that everything goes smoothly as you transition into your next chapter of your life. I'm sure you're going to be successful in that as well.
Well, thank you, Molly. I always enjoy playing for you, bud. You're the man.
Appreciate it, Dose.
Thank you.
Terry, you had a lot to do with Brian coming to the Twins organization back in the day. You got any memories of those scouting pages of him back in college?
I've got two things I wanted to bring up here, and one of them's very humorous. Was the day that Doge set me up to tell Escobar that we're going to trade him. It was one of the funniest examples of a trade I've ever been involved with. We didn't even tell him where we were going to, but Dozier, Brian really wanted me to do that. I was hesitant, but we did it. And the other thing, I followed you from Elizabethton to Beloit to Fort Myers, and you didn't hit a home run. So I'm thinking, well, we got a shortstop here that's got no power, and he's not really a burner with the speed. And all of a sudden, you're playing second base and you're hitting 42 home runs, Brian. I couldn't be more proud of the things that you accomplished and provided for the Twins organization. You went on to win a World Series. You had an outstanding career, and you were a great person involved in the Twins organization. And I was just happy to be a small part of it.
Well, I appreciate it, Terry. Thank you so much, man. You're the man. I always enjoyed being around you. You're the man.
Well said, guys. And now at this point, I just want to open it up to questions. The media that covered you. What do you have for Brian? We'll just kind of work around the room. We don't really need to call on people, but if you have a question, Lavelle, I know you're ready to go. Why don't you start with the first one?
Yeah, Doge. Well, first of all, congratulations on a great career. I remember the first time I saw you play. You were playing second base for Fort Myers, and you guys blew 3 leads and lost 13-12 at Clearwater. But I'm curious, man, because I'm thinking about some of the highlights of your career. I remember you stepping in for Kipnis at the All-Star game and hitting the home run. I remember you hitting a home run off Joaquin Soria when the Twins rallied from about 5 or 6 runs down against Detroit, and of course winning the World Series with the Nationals. As you were a lot of times you're at the end, you start thinking about the beginning. But what are some of the highlights that jump out at you as you kind of think back about what you've accomplished?
Yeah, obviously there's a lot of them. I think my time in Minnesota, obviously all the people I can call friends now, that jumps off the page more than any, but on the field, making my debut comes off as one of the best moments. Obviously my first crack in making the playoffs, of clinching and going to play in Yankee Stadium and all of that. It just brings back a lot of emotion just thinking about it, and prepared me for what was yet to come with 2 World Series. I think one of the biggest things that was winning a World Series. I'm not saying just winning it, but just how with the Nationals, how we were the worst team in baseball at the end of May, and then flip the page, and the things we did. We're the oldest team in baseball, and to come back and upset the Astros, that's kind of something, and it's more recent memory that throughout the career that kind of jumps off the page. But I was very blessed to have tremendous teammates and coaches and stuff in every organization, and play for really good organizations that are all very similar in a lot of ways. But my time and everywhere, I have something I can draw from some memories in each place.
Eric Perkins, why don't you ask a question? You guys, you and Doge collected seashells together, I think, on the beach down here. You're muted, Eric. Perk, you're on mute.
What's up, Brian?
What's up, Perk?
Hey, congratulations, man. Yeah, I remember that. Would you still have Pickle? Is the Bulldog still there?
You're still here, rocking and rolling, man.
All right, and I ashamedly admit that, and I think I told you this a few years ago, but we named our dog Dozier as well.
Yeah, thank you, man.
He's a badass, so he's a good dog. Anyway, that's how fond we are of you. That's my whole family is just holds you in such high regard, and it's not just because you were so cool, but you just handled things so well. I think the way you went about the game is kind of what stood out to me. That was important to you, to kind of be a man of high character and to just do it the right way, wasn't it?
No, absolutely. You hit the nail on the head. It's a lot of how I was raised and stuff. And then, and the people I played for, to be honest with you, that demanded you do things the right way. And I'm telling you, and I've gotten to see all these organizations throughout my career, but it was a blessing playing for Minnesota, who takes it above and beyond, starting with Terry Ryan and those guys that you carry yourself the right way, not only on the field, but off the field. And it's not something they suggest, or something they demanded. And so that carried over pretty well. And I always took a lot of pride of trying to do things the right way. Trust me, I made a lot of mistakes myself, but at the same time, I tried to carry myself in a way that was good. So.
Thanks, man.
Yeah. Good seeing you, buddy.
You too, dude.
Patrick, Royce.
You got me? Am I on mute? I usually am on mute.
Yeah, you're all good, brother.
Hey, Doge, does being a dad make this easier? And did you go through some options before you retired, as far as signing somewhere?
Yeah, so kind of give you like the go around of whatever. I after the last year with the Mets, and I got released, and then it wasn't a few days later that the Blue Jays called and offered me a job, and I was set to fly out on a Sunday, and I called my agent that Sunday morning, and I told him it's not in me to go back, and that I'll regroup next year possibly. So we called and said, hey, I won't be coming. I appreciate the opportunity to play or whatever. I turned it down, and then I told my wife, I said, this COVID thing is the worst thing that ever happened to us, because I got to be home and wake my daughter up every single morning and take her to school. And I said, I love doing this. There's nothing in baseball that's ever given me like that happiness or joy that I was receiving. And then so I kept working out through the off season, possibly thinking about maybe playing. I hit a few times and stuff. And then all of a sudden, probably about a month or two ago, and we were getting calls. I probably talked to about a handful of teams, and I came to the point about 2 months ago that I said, hey, unless the right team that came along and wanted to do this, then the stars aligned, maybe I might consider it. And after talking to a handful of teams, I was like, you know what, I'm going to hang them up. And I told you, I think the good Lord was just leading me in a different direction. has nothing to do with the ability to play or my body or anything. I feel great and feel like I can definitely play a lot more, but it was just a decision that, hey, I enjoy taking my kids to school every morning and that kind of thing. And here we are now. So, and I'm good with it. My wife, she wanted me to play till I was 50, but so we got some work to do with her, but we've been talking about it every single day for the past 2 months, and so we're good with it now.
Other questions for Brian?
Hey, Brian, where's home now?
Home is in Hattiesburg.
Okay, still okay.
Still in Hattiesburg, and that's home now, and we're about to finish building our house, and we got a little boathouse with a ski boat, and so we'll be skiing this summer.
Hey,
Coach,
hey,
could you see yourself being a coach down the road?
You know what? It's funny you asked. Playing baseball, I've kind of it's sucks kind of saying this, but I've kind of fallen out of love. I fell out of love with playing the game. But one thing that I'll always love baseball, and I've always, especially last year, the past 2 years, just really honing in on possibly being a manager, being in a dugout, knowing what it takes to win and how to like manage men and that kind of thing and manage a game. I think I possibly right now in my heart, I think right now I might possibly pursue managing in the big leagues in the next couple of years. So it's something that I've learned a lot from all the managers that I've played for. And my wife and I have talked about it. The playing side I fell out of love with, but I've fallen more in love of possibly pursuing that. So we'll see. Everything can change if I'm here for a full summer and doing a lot of cool things with my family. But at the same time, that's what's on my heart right now. I might pursue that. So.
Hey, Brian, the summer of 42, did you just know when they were going to throw you a high fastball that year? Was that the best your hitting brain ever was?
Yeah, no, absolutely. I don't know if you guys remember, but me and Terry, I mean, when we had a talk, and I was probably going to be sent down to the minor leagues in early April and May, and I think I was hitting like a $180 and stuff, and me and Bruno got after it, and we figured out a way to really unlock my legs and unlock my hips, and that started on the golf course and stuff, and we tried to get the ball in the seats to left field as much as possible, and everything just started clicking. And I can remember thinking that, hey, everything that they were throwing me, it literally was, you say a beach ball, but that's the only time, probably a stretch of my career that really, truly, I never thought I'd get out every time I stepped in the box. And it's a lot more fun when that happens, but it happen all the time.
Brian, a lot of players, when they leave the game, the first thing they miss is the camaraderie of the clubhouse, but they also miss the competition. Have you thought about what you're going to do to kind of supplement those feelings that you'll have?
No, absolutely. And I've trust me, I've had a lot of talks with a lot of different guys leading up to this, and I'll definitely miss the guys, but at the same time, I'll be traveling everywhere and seeing these guys and everything. There's something about being in the clubhouse, and I mean, the clubhouse is basically your second home because you spend more time in there than you do at your house. And but I've made so many friends throughout every organization. I talk to these guys regularly, so it's not that I'll never see these guys again. So I think that'll be good. The competition wise, as far as work goes, I've had a real estate company for years, and do a lot of investing too. I have an investment company. So as far as working, I'll always do that. That brings on competition within itself. I've been playing more golf, and I feel like that's my thing that us men need is competition. So I'm looking forward to playing in golf tournaments and stuff this summer. But at the same time, I don't think this will be the end as far as baseball goes, playing for sure. But possibly managing in the near future, pursuing that at least. So.
Speaking of the clubhouse and camaraderie, another former teammate, Brian, just jumped in. The Hammer himself, Josh Willingham, who was very close with Brian. Josh, thanks for joining us. You got a quick story about Mr. Dozier? Any advice about retirement?
Oh man, can you guys hear me? I'm a little new to this Zoom thing and just now reached Alabama. Hey, it's good to see everybody, man. I got plenty of Brian Dozier stories, but what happens in the clubhouse sort of stays in the clubhouse. No, I'll tell you what, as far as the retirement goes, and I'm late to the conversation here, but so I don't really know what's been said, but I know for me, I was 100% sure, and the people that I talked to about when I was talking about this decision, they said you better be 100% sure you don't have so you regrets or anything like that. I can honestly say that I don't. That was a big thing for me because I just my bat speed was telling me that it was my time. I ended on a absolute high note, except we didn't win the World Series. So all the signs just told me that it was 100% my time. It was, my kids were getting older. I was missing their childhood. So that was just kind of helped make my decision easy. So I don't know where Brian's leaning right now, but I don't know if that helps any, but that was kind of my story.
Yeah, me and Hammer actually talked. I reached out to him this past off season early on, and we could relate on a lot of different levels of how I was feeling and how he was feeling towards the end of his career. And I remember you had the opportunity to go play maybe for the Cardinals or something, and I remember that Rhett ended up saying, "Hey, I want you to be home every single day," and that kind of tugged at you a lot. And kind of the same situation that we talked through it. Me and Hammer did this off season, and he knew what I was feeling, and here we are. So,
yeah, I knew in my heart of hearts that that's what I was going to do, and then probably about the middle of the 2014 season, and then as it went on and went on and went on, I had some injuries leading up to the postseason, and it just sort of reconfirmed my belief. But I spent a lot of time in prayer the last couple of days because I really. There's a lot of things that were positives. I mean, I missed the clubhouse. Obviously, I don't have a paycheck coming in anymore. And, I had an opportunity to make a lot more money. But all those things, you have to think about, and I weighed all those options. But in my heart of hearts, I personally wasn't 100% in. And if you're not 100% in, we all know that have been in this game long enough, you can't do it. Right. You have to be 100% committed to the grind. You have to be 100% committed to your teammates. And that's another thing that helped me make my decision is I just couldn't honestly say that I was going to be that. And, when I couldn't say that, it is another confirmation for me.
I got you. Cool. Good seeing you.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions for Brian?
Hey, Brian. Hey, congratulations. You guys went through so many growing pains early on. What did the 17 run mean to you to make the wild card and see the team kind of grow up those last couple months?
Yeah, that was probably one of the highlights of my career. Just, I'm telling you, even if it was just a wild card and we ended up losing and that kind of thing, I remember the happiness and the joy that that day when we're sitting in the Indians clubhouse, and it was such a group of guys that everyone counted us out, and we had our backs against the wall and everything, and then just to see us those last couple of months do what we did, it was off the charts. One of the best times of my career. Memories that mainly because it was not the first time ever making the playoffs for me personally, and just what that brought about. But I've always loved proving people wrong, and we did that, even if it was just a wild card. But it was one of the best times of my career.
Brian, is that gray in your beard?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh yeah, plenty of it. That's why I got a hat on.
Okay.
Hey,
Brian,
Brian.
Rich here. Good to see you.
Yeah, good seeing you.
First off, who taught you to dance? We saw some pretty tremendous celebrations out of you over the career. And we'll address that one first, then I'll follow up the second one because those were pretty epic. Where did that come from?
Well, me and Corey used to dance a lot in the clubhouse. I've always kind of been a let loose in the clubhouse kind of guy. Then once I got over to the Nationals, it was, we were the worst team in baseball at the end of May, and something had to change. And so I got this thing. June 1st, I started doing something in the clubhouse that kind of involved dancing after every win. May not have any clothes on and stuff. Then it kind of transpired that, hey, after we won, we got on a 10-game winning streak, and I had to keep doing it. And all my teammates made me do it. And then obviously, after we won and stuff, they made me do it on national television in front of everybody and stuff. So I think it all started with Torrey, though. It's his fault.
When did you believe that this kind of career was capable for you? Was it something from day one that you knew inside you could compete at this highest level and be successful? Or did a light come on at a certain point when you got to the major leagues? Or where was that moment for you now that you can look back?
Yeah, a couple of different times. One of them being when I was still in the minor leagues and in Double-A, when I didn't have any power, and Terry alluded to that, and the fact when me and Bruno got together, and and it took us a few years to even get the swing down of possibly hitting home runs and stuff. And then once I kind of got that I knew I could be something more than just a slap hitter and shortstop. Another one was when I got sent down my rookie year and to the minor leagues, and then I didn't get called back up. And which I thought I would, but it was kind of the best thing that ever happened. It made me work even harder. And then once I got back, I remember having a conversation with Gardy. He said, hey, I want you not to take any more ground balls at shortstop. I want you to just play second base. Well, I was like, well, I can still play short or whatever. But he's like, no, don't take another ground ball at short. And I remember at spring training, I was taking my ground balls at second or whatever. And I was like, I'm going to take some at short just to take some. And he comes out there and he's like, hey, I told you never again. And to be honest with you, that's the last ground ball I'd ever taken at shortstop. And then once I was playing every day at second and started in 13, having a little success, I knew that, okay, I'm in the big leagues. I can possibly start hitting a little power, being a second baseman, playing every day. And that's when it turned that, hey, I could possibly have a little success. So.
Cool. And then can you say one thing to Twins fans, as long as you got this platform and the love they showed for you throughout your career here?
I tell people all the time that, and my wife and I talk about it. It's our second home. It always will be. I kind of said a farewell back in 2018 when I got traded, but I do want all of them to know that it's like family. All the people, not just the people, in the clubhouse, and you got managers and general managers and everybody in the stadium that we become. Heck, Colin, the guy that did the family section, my dad and him are like best friends now. They always took care of him, and there's just so many people throughout the years that we become close with, and it is second home. It's some of the best fans in baseball, and it really is a special place to play. About the organization, and I alluded to this earlier, they've always demanded you do things the right way, and that's one of the biggest things that I take away from is how the Twins organization is ran.
Well, thanks for all your time over the years. Appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Good seeing you.
Brian, I just want to say congratulations to you and your family. And I did want to thank you for making my daughter cry at the Diamond Awards. For her 11-year-old best day of her life. and getting to meet and talk to you. But I was going to ask, is there any chance you're bringing back or reconnecting with the Beach Bums or Silky Smooth or music part of your future, or hunting 24/7?
Hey, I am. I play the piano every day, but other than that, no music for me. One of the biggest things I look forward to is obviously hunting more. Not necessarily hunting, but the opportunity to. I used to love planting food plots in the summertime when I was in high school and stuff, and I've never gotten to do that. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to my hunting camp in a couple of weeks to plant some corn and stuff. So I'm looking forward to that. Never been able to do it for about 15 years. So, but a lot of hunting, a lot of golf, but more than ever being a full-time dad. So.
Hey, Brian, I don't know if you can see, but your equipment manager, Rod McCormick, jumped on too. I don't know if you've got any words for him, giving away your number 2 over the years, but Rod jumped on to represent the clubhouse. I don't know if you can see that. You see him,
This is your
Doge?
time to talk, Hot Rod.
I don't really have much to say because everything I say I can't say on the Zoom. Otherwise, there'll be some lawsuits. So I did send a couple messages to Josh. I don't know if you noticed he was smirking a little bit. We got a little bit of humor there, but Doge, you're going to be missed. You know, that's for sure. You're one of the best guys that I've came across in this game, and one of the most humorous and genuinely one of the nice guys. So we'll always have a position in the clubhouse. You'll have to start in the bathroom first and work your way up to the top. But we have plenty of collared shirts for you. So I hope you and the family, and I hope you shoot lots of birds and shoot some big deer and all that good stuff. But we'll talk offline. I'd rather talk offline and tell some old good stories.
Exactly. Well, I appreciate you, brother. You're the man.
Any final questions for Brian before we let him get to whatever he wants to get to?
Yeah, Brian, congrats, man. What's it been like to watch this group of young guys that you knew at the end of your Twins career kind of blossom into these perennial contenders? Tough. Is that tough to watch from afar for you?
No, I tell you what, I watched them from afar the past couple of years, and it is tremendous for me just to sit there and watch them and what they've become. The Polancos, Max, Rosario last year, Sano. I mean, just so many guys that towards the end of my Twins career, before I got traded, that were up and coming. You knew they had talent. You knew they were going to be good players. I mean, little did you know, you got Max Kepler, hitting 30-something home run. I mean, it is a joy to see for me and that they're going to continue to even get better, which is scary. And so I'll be watching a lot of the games, keeping up with them. I still talk to a lot of those guys. And it really is a joy for me just to sit back and watch them.
Brian, I don't have a question, but I just wanted to say congratulations on retirement and a wonderful career, and wanted to say thank you for everything you did. I think all of us can agree you've made all of our jobs in the media end of things so much easier. And I think there was a reason that Dustin introduced me to you first in spring training. And then from there, I just hounded you every single day. And so I appreciate it. And I know you said that you have aspirations of managing, but may I suggest the broadcast side of things now? I think you'd be spectacular.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate you. You're one of the best, Aldred.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you for the kind words. And maybe broadcast. You never know. I don't know what's going to happen. So we'll see. That could be in the future as well.
Well, enjoy your retirement, and thanks again.
Well, thank you. Good seeing you.
Good to see you.
Well, I just want to wrap this up. Brian, thanks again. You're a past Media Good Guy Award winner for a lot of reasons. So I thank you. Our staff, Mitch is in here too. You were a go-to guy for us, and thank you for all those great memories. Thank you to everybody who jumped on, Gardy and Molly and Terry and Hammer and Escobar, Hot Rod, of course, all you media members that covered Brian. So just wanted to make this special and kind of put a bow on it, and this won't be the last we see of you. I think maybe a dugout or a broadcast booth or something. You're not going to sit still, I know that. So thanks, enjoy retirement. If you have any other questions, guys, or need anything, we did put a release out this morning, so if you have check your email, you should get all of Brian's career notes, accomplishments, records. Any final words, Brian, before we sign off?
I do want to thank everybody that was on here, and then everybody watching or whatever. The Twins media, you guys are awesome. You've always treated me and Renee very well, so I appreciate all of you. But I just want to say thank you, obviously, to you, Dustin. You're the man. You got the best PR award for a reason. So thank you, bud. And I appreciate everybody coming on. It means a lot to me, and we'll always be in touch. I'll be up there a lot, so it won't be the last you see of me. So, but I appreciate everything, and I'm gonna go drink me a beer instead of run on a baseball field. So y'all be good.